My name is Courtney Gilbert, and I'm the curator of visual arts at the Sun Valley Center for the Arts. The exhibition that we have up right now is called Bees. Bees, like many of our exhibitions, part of a larger Big Idea project that we're presenting this spring, looking at bees and pollinators of all kinds and examining the critical role that they play in our food chain and in our environment, and also the magic and wonder of pollinators and the work that they do. Cameron Cartier is an artist based in Vancouver, British Columbia, who works with a team of different people with a wide range of expertise to execute public art projects that raise awareness of environmental and ecological issues through a lot of community engagement. The project that we have here is called BorderFree Bees, and it's the third time that Cameron and her team have installed an exhibition that includes 10,001 bees made from handmade paper embedded in wildflower seeds. To make the bees for the installation, we here at the center worked with a team of volunteers in February to hand make paper that we embedded with flax seeds. Those sheets of paper were then laser cut into over 3,000 bees, which then joined more than 6,000 bees from previous projects that BorderFree Bees had executed in British Columbia. Another artist who's been making work about bees for the last 6 or 7 years, she's also based in British Columbia, and her name is Jana Guy. We have 3 different bodies of work that Jasna's made over the last few years. One is a beautiful set of prints that she made on silk tissue paper and then dipped in beeswax, and each image was printed individually. There are images of lots of different types of bees and pollinators, some of the plants that are attractive to pollinators and help them to survive, as well as allegorical figures. We also have a second body of work by Jana Guy, which she calls Florilegium, and it's an entire wall of these beautiful photographic images of botanical specimens that she collects. Sometimes she photographs them, sometimes she dissects them and then scans them so that you can see their interior structure. And as part of her process, she samples the pollen inside the blossoms and then recreates the color of that pollen using encaustic. And that sampling of pollen and her interest in the different color that pollen can come in led her to another project, which she calls Gilded Golden Glad, where she kind of continues the work of a British artist named Dorothy Hodges, who published a book in 1952 of color charts based on pollen colors she sampled from her own honeybee. Kirsten Furlong is an artist based in Boise who for a number of years has made work about the relationship between human beings and the animal world. And the body of work that we have in this exhibition is from a project she calls Imagined Pollinators. They're beautiful drawings on Tyvek made with white ink, representing all kinds of different bugs and creatures that look like they could be real and are inspired by the world of real pollinators and the diversity of that world, but they're actually, if you look closely, something's a little bit off about each of them with very kind of fantastic antennae or strange legs and claws. And you know, she talks a lot in her work about the idea of human empathy and imagination as tools for helping us protect and honor all kinds of species of animals. Emmett Gowan is an internationally known photographer. The photographs we have here in this exhibition are his first color project, and they're grids of photographs of moths that he has made in the jungles of places like Panama. He's been making these works since about 2001. He presents them in these grids, he calls them indices. Each is an index that kind of harkens back to the history of natural science and the way that the natural sciences have presented information. And there's really a kind of lovely conversation, I think, between his work and Kirsten's, in that Kirsten Furlong is giving us a view of these imagined creatures that come out of her own kind of interior mental practice, while the photographs that Emmett Gowan presents are of moths that look often like they couldn't possibly be real. They look fantastic. They're so diverse. Moths are pollinators who do their work at night. They do their work largely hidden from human view, and so he's bringing them to viewers in a way that viewers could never experience on their own. They're really a wonderful representation of the diversity of the world of pollinators. Mary Early is an artist who's based in Washington, D.C., and here at the center, we commissioned her to create a site-specific installation in our project room gallery. Here she's created this really wonderful grid of individual units of beeswax that she's melted and poured. There's string running through them. They're knotted and tied together. As you walk in the room, you're overwhelmed by the fragrance of beeswax. And as you move through the space, your visual experience of the installation changes because of the way she's hung these lines from the ceiling. So it's this kind of beautifully overwhelming sensory experience. And you know, there's a nice balance, I think, between her work and the rest of the work in the exhibition. Steve Hobbs, who's a local beekeeper, has been incredibly helpful as we've worked on this project and has set up and donated an observation hive that is in our makerspace and is going to be kind of an experiment in bringing bees into the gallery, into an enclosed space within the gallery, and so visitors will have the chance to check in with the bees throughout the course of the exhibition. I hope everybody will come in and see the exhibition. I think it's a great chance to marvel at the complexity and diversity of bees and pollinators and the work they do in our world.